And there we go. So 3, 2, and 1. Well, Mayor Mike, welcome back to Mayor's Monday here at WSAU, WSAU.com. We are actually speaking to everybody right now from the past, from 1 year ago, actually, because we are recording this in 2021 and we are preparing it for 2022. I will first ask you, how is your flying car?
Well, honestly, it's on back order. Apparently, Elon Musk, who was doing the electric flying cars, had to re-divert some money to SpaceX to keep up with the Bezos launch. Because they sent up Shatner, he wanted to send up Mark Hamill to keep that Star Wars, Star Trek kind of going. So it's on back order. They're saying maybe June, maybe July. But as soon as the flying cars are here, they're going to deliver it, ironically, with an Amazon drone.
Okay. That'll work. I had just heard that there was some holdups though regarding Simon Pegg.
Okay.
Yeah, there was some sort of holdup. Simon Pegg is supposed to be on the next one. You know, he's the guy that likes this ship. It's really exciting.
Gotcha. So they sent up Michael Strahan.
Yeah, they did.
So why not?
Why not? Yeah,
I'm going to go. My wife and I talked about this. Let me ask you this, Michael.
Sure.
If you were given the opportunity to go up in space, even if there was a 50-50 chance of the rocket exploding, would you do it?
Boy, 50-50. I don't know. I don't think for 50-50 odds, I don't think I'm going to do it. If it were 90-10, I would.
Yeah.
But 50-50.
See, no, I would probably do it. And I'm maybe a little morbid that way, because we were talking about, the first flights to Mars, and there's a fairly good chance you're going to die. But would you do it? And maybe I'm just old enough where, yeah, I would do it. Tell me, Michael, can you name the first person who lost their life in a commercial space flight?
Commercial space flight, nobody has.
Mike Wiza. No. I would be infamous. More so than now. And in a good way, I guess.
More so than now, in a very good, yeah. Because as we were talking just before we started recording, your pens have taken off. We don't have them in space yet. But they are circling the globe.
You know what I'm going to do? I've got connections. I order Amazon all the time, so I'm going to send some back in a return Amazon box to see if Jeff Bezos can take one of the pens up into space in his next little carnival ride. I may even send some to Elon Musk.
Okay.
Just for the heck of it, and see if wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
Having his pen in space. I'm going to do that tomorrow. But anyway, no, the pens are still going around. Of course, there's hundreds of pens floating around out there. But more recently, I've gotten some from some nice places, Abu Dhabi and Dubai, and most recently, the top of the St. Louis Arch. So there's some really cool stuff going on out there. If my pens could write stories.
Yes, indeed. I'm sure you have some of these pens that we're talking about. For those that don't know, they're the pens that say stolen from the desk of Mayor Mike Wiza. And yeah, right there they are. You've gotten them all across the globe. I mean, these are just the three of the most recent incidents, but you've had others as well that have ended up in Europe and other places across America as well.
Well, yeah, and not just America. I mean, they were, like you said, in Europe. We've had some in Russia. We've had some in Central America. I don't think we've had anything in South America yet. But yeah, it was just one of these things where a friend of mine, Diane, she had one, and she went on a trip out west with her husband to see all the normal things, the Corn Palace, the Missile Silo, Minuteman Missile Museum, and Deadwood, Sturgis. And she took the pen and she took pictures of the pen in front of very famous monuments, and other people saw it. I started posting them. Other people saw it and they said, hey, I got a pen. So it's been in Scotland. Willie over in Scotland has had a bunch of these, and we've shipped a few out. People have written us and asked us if they could get a pen. So we've shipped some to Poland and Germany, just, people we know. And it's great marketing for the city. And that's where it comes to, public relations. People all over the globe are going to have these Stevens Point pens. I think it's pretty darn cool.
Yeah, and you mentioned the public relations aspect of it. It's something that might be a little silly to some. It's something that might just be an internet trick to other people, but yeah, people are going to see Stevens Point. They'll get curious about it. They'll look something up, and the next thing you know, they're booking a hotel room and wondering what could be made at the Stevens Point Brewery or at the distillery downtown.
Exactly. We've had signings of bills and things like this. There's at least one pen in the White House, or that was in the White House, that we took there. And Governor Evers as well. He was here signing a document, and he was giving out pens to commemorate the thing. I traded him a pen. Here, you can have one of mine now too. So it's pretty cool. I really like seeing the pictures. I think the general public likes seeing the pictures too. If nothing else, the gorgeous scenery behind the pen. And it's really something cool to see. So if you happen to have one of the pens and you're going on vacation somewhere, snap a picture for us. We'd love to see where you're going and what you're doing and where the pen is. And we can post them on our social media accounts.
And I will say as well, next time I'm, finally in your office, whenever that may end up being here these days, I do expect to steal one of those pens.
It wouldn't be, I would expect nothing less, Michael.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
To be fair, they say given by or stolen from.
Oh, okay.
But I'm completely okay with the or
okay,
stolen from. Yeah.
that certainly makes it okay.
We joke about all this stuff and the sands of Dubai and Abu Dhabi and the warm weather and palm trees, but here in Wisconsin, it's very much winter. And I am proud to say that our winter sports areas are open and operational now, all of them. Our skating rinks have been operational for a while. And the sled hills were open last week. Last week, we opened one of our toboggan runs. So, whether it's snowshoeing or tobogganing or going down the sled hill, tubing, or maybe just a stroll in the park to see the new Umbrella Man lighting down at Cultural Commons along the riverfront. Everything's open. So I know that I think up in Rib Mountain, they opened the ski hills a while ago, but we don't have any unnatural snowmaking equipment here. We just use Mother Nature and everything's working great. Downtown is still lit up. This is going to be the last week you're able to come downtown and see the holiday lights. We turned everything off on January 6th. Stop by Goose, grab yourself some cheese curds or a beer and take a stroll down Main Street, do a little bit of shopping, and you end up on the public square in front of the gorgeous Christmas tree, which includes the skating rink. And later this year, we'll be doing the Polka or Punchka Fest, Polkas on Ice. I think that's what they call it, Polkas on Ice, which is really a celebration of our Polish heritage. But we'll have polka music and ice skating available. And there's always some pierogi and punchkas, mulled wine and hot chocolate, all sorts of things. And that's going to be coming up in February.
Yeah, indeed. And I think that's one of I'm not a polka guy myself. You have to talk to Jeff Hines, whose office is just downstairs from mine. Obviously, he is the polka king. Nobody is going to debate that one iota, no matter who you talk to. But I think this polka on ice thing is still one of the favorite things that we get to talk about annually, because it started out as just almost an inside joke, people just spitballing ideas, and then one person just went like that and said, look, we've got something here. And now your whole city has just embraced this.
Yep. And I'm going to give proper credit to it too. It started out as two of my friends each have daughters. Those daughters are friends, Jessica Caves and Lisa Perlock. And the two daughters were out there and they did the chicken dance on the square and they sent me a video. So of course we posted it online and people really liked it. I caught on and they're like, oh, we should do polkas on ice. So the cool thing about it was this just started by saying, sure, why not? Someone came up with an idea and we cleared the path. The first year was shambled together with the help of Francine Gala and the Golan and the Polish American Heritage Society. And then some of the businesses jumped on that first year. After the first year, we got a sponsor who gave us money for the next year. And this will be the third year for Polkas on Ice now. And it's turning out to be quite an operation.
Yeah, so give people an idea then, besides the great live music and everything else, what else are they going to see then when they go downtown? You're going to have some Polka on Ice specials at some of the local shops.
I guess, I don't even know what they would have for a Polkas on Ice special, but I can tell you that you can come downtown, and because we've relaxed the open intoxicants ordinance, you can start on the one end of Main Street, stop at Goose, grab yourself a drink or a sandwich or some of their cheese curds, and walk right downtown to the square. Again, they will have polkas playing. They will have people skating. They have mulled wine, which is a warm wine. It's quite refreshing on a cold winter's day, as well as hot chocolate. I know Graffiti's and Sunset Point Winery help us with the drinks. We have punchkas. Last year, they had Becky Stull from Polonia Cafe had provided some of the punchkas, homemade punchkas filled with just about everything imaginable. And they were available for donations only. I mean, we didn't charge for them. It was all through donations, and I think it was very successful. We'll also have pierogi for sale. I know the Market on Strong's makes some pierogi, and it's very likely that it will be even further expanded this year. Maybe we will have the Polish version of a Kyber toss, or I don't know. It's anything is on the table because it's such a fun event. People come out and spend the entire afternoon with their family, listening to polka music, and if they don't have ice skates, they polka on the parking lot, and it's just a really fun time. Started by those two young ladies who wanted to do the chicken dance. So it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, and it's certainly going to be something that your city is probably going to be known for time many years to come. And another thing that you really do want the city to be known for years to come now, and this is part of that art project that we spent months talking about. You finally have the money spent and the art sculpture or statue installed, the artistic lights down by Cultural Commons. I know you've been fielding ideas from all corners of Stevens Point for what you want the next artistic light to be. How is the progress on this going? Have you found some other funding mechanisms? How are you going to make this work?
That's another one of those things where it just came up with an idea and we're like, yeah, sure, why not? So we now have RoboLight, which is Andy Vollert had taken one of our old street lights and kind of morphed it into what looks like a man holding an umbrella. And that is installed now. In spring, we'll finish it up and install the bench underneath it. So the umbrella will actually keep the rain off those people using the bench. But more importantly, people really like the idea, and they started throwing around other ideas. Like maybe one is a lumberjack to commemorate our logging history. Someone else said a dragon. And really the limits are that of the imagination and the fabricator. So I actually had someone on the East Coast comment and said, I love my hometown, but I don't live there anymore. How can I make the next one happen? So she suggested starting a GoFundMe page. So we actually have a GoFundMe now. I think there's about $350 in there from people making donations, and that's going to be on social media. I know it's on my page, but you can also go to the GoFundMe website and search for Stevens Point. I think it's called Artistic Lighting, and you'll see it there if you want to contribute. We have had such a response that we actually have a folder now. I had Sandy, my assistant, create one today of all of the ideas that we have for the next round of artistic lighting. The goal, of course, is to take everything from that historic downtown all the way to the river. So from Goose, where Main Street starts, and we have the historic lighting, we're going to go all the way down, crossing Water Street, into Piffner Pioneer Park, and then up the Green Circle Trail. So, we've got room for probably another 20 of these artistic lights. We were just talking earlier, maybe we're going to have one playing a saxophone, which then begs the next one to play a cornet or a bass, a stand-up bass, and maybe we'll have a jazz trio of lights. Anybody that has ideas, we'd love to hear them. Draw them out on a piece of paper, or use Photoshop and show me what you got. And we'd love to see your ideas. Send them to mwiza@stevenspoint.com, or you can send them here to City Hall at 1515 Strongs Avenue in beautiful downtown Stevens Point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, indeed. I'm looking forward to seeing where this can go as well, because as you said, the limitation is just that of the fabricator and that of the person who's submitting the idea. It's going to be something, again, that Stevens Point will be known for. One more thing quickly before we let you go. Speaking of, the historic nature of downtown, of course, the Fox Theater was something that you lost a while back. So maybe the next, one should be, some sort of homage to the Fox Theater. But you're almost ready to start the next chapter of what that spot on Main Street is going to be.
They are. So Wildcard has purchased the building, and they're refurbishing the entire thing from the inside out, making it into an event space. And it's my understanding that at least part of the building is very close to being able to have an occupancy permit. So I fully expect by spring, at least some of that area will be available as a public space. Now, this is really cool because, Talon Center owns Wildcard, and I have never seen Talon do anything even remotely close to not perfect. When he puts his mind to something, he goes all out, and he has the ambition and the means to do it. And I've seen a few of the teaser pictures that they put out. They have a social media page, Fox on Main, I believe it's called. And they post things periodically. And I've seen some of the other teaser pictures that they've had out, and it is looking absolutely stunning inside that building. So I can't wait to have it unveiled to the public. I would expect spring of 2022.
And so just exactly what is the space going to be then? Is it just going to be, an event space for whatever event you can dream up?
Yes, that's really what it's going to be for the most part. So meeting spaces, if we have I don't know, maybe I could talk all the mayors from Wisconsin into having a mayor's conference in Stevens Point. It could be used for a group meeting for your office, a group event for the office. Maybe you want to celebrate, I don't know, Michael's birthday, and you can come down and have a birthday party or a business meeting or a bar mitzvah and weddings, engagement parties, any sort of event that you can imagine, and you can do it in a wonderfully restored theater. Speaking of that, and I posted this on my social media too, one of our framing stores, Ideal Custom Frames and Gifts, had closed. They retired and did not wind up selling the business. Someone else bought the building, and they're doing something else with it. But when he was cleaning out the store, and he had been there for, more than 30 years, they were cleaning out some of the boxes that had been left there even when they opened, and they found some 1920s newspapers where Charlie Chaplin's The Kid was playing at the theater downtown. Now, back then it was the Majestic, I forget the name of the theater. Before it was the Fox, and he wound up framing and matting some of the nicer ones for a friend of mine. And original 1921 newspaper advertising Charlie Chaplin, The Kid, playing downtown at the theater.
Wow.
That's the kind of history you'll be able to have when the new Fox Theater opens as an event space.
Wow. Look forward to that. That's certainly a piece of Stevens Point history that should be preserved. And I'm glad they were able to preserve that because that's something you certainly don't want to lose. Well, Mayor Wiza, always appreciate the time. We'll look forward to chatting again next month.
All right. New year, new me.